So today we're going to talk through, as I mentioned, smart plans, referrals, reports, and getting paid. Last time we walked through in TCO1, we walked through setting up your marketing profile, your settings, connecting apps like Facebook, Gmail, and DocuSign. So to build on that, now that we have all of our contacts added into Command, we want to set up smart plans. And smart plans are going to be your drip campaigns. So, as we had an eEdge, there was a monthly newsletter, and then a lot of other CRM services offer just a drip campaign that helps you keep in contact with your database. So on the left-hand side of the menu, you'll come over to Smart Plans and click on that. And this will take you into the Smart Plans applet. Okay, well, Command's having me sign back in. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm in Smart Plans. And you can see here, there's a couple different pieces of information that's going on. At the top, we have the My Smart Plans tab, and that shows me all the smart plans that I have in my toolbox that I've set up that I can start adding contacts to. To the right is the Library tab, and we'll walk through this in just a moment, but this is all of the smart plans that labs have set up already for us. So there's 10 different smart plans, and we'll walk through each one of those in just a moment. And then over here to the right, we have a button that says Create. So once you get familiar with smart plans, you could go through and start making your own smart plans. So you can, if you maybe do a Facebook lead generating campaign, or you have an open house, and you can start to make your own smart plans with your own emails and text messages that work well for your database as a follow-up. Down below, you can see here we have people plans, and this is the library of all the smart plans that I have added from the library into my people plans, so I can start to add people to them. It gives me a quick overview of the name of them, the contact. So if I had any contacts subscribed to any of these smart plans, the duration of the smart plan. So you can see here it's 15 days, 31 days, and that lets you know how long it lasts. And then to the right, we have the total number of touches. So touches are going to be the amount of times that your contact is reached. So whether it is an email or a text message, it'll let you know how many times you're actually going to touch that client. And then to the right, we have actions where we can add a contact, we can edit, and then there's 3 additional dots here that we can either copy or delete depending on the smart plan. And then we have a button here that says published. At the moment, it's grayed out, but in the future, published is going to allow us to add smart plans to our library that other agents have created. So there are some agents out there that are making some phenomenal smart plans, and we'll be able to buy and trade and sell smart plans across the KW network. So that should be coming soon in the next couple months. So keep a lookout for that, and I'll obviously let you all know as soon as that becomes available as well. So now I want to walk through what the different smart plans are. So I'm going to click on the Library tab up here in the top of the screen. And this is going to show us all 10 smart plans that we have access to now. And I'll do a quick overview of them, so that way you get an idea of what they are and how you could use each one for different parts of your business. So the first one is Promote My App, and that's going to be pretty basic. Back in February, March, KW launched our new app, our search app. So we want to get that into the hands of our clients, because that really provides them the best real estate search engine possible and allows us to maintain knowledge of what they're doing and stay in touch with all the different searches and areas that they're looking for around Atlanta. So this is something that you would be able to use to promote that. So you can see here it has 5 steps, it lasts 5 days, and it has 3 touches. And you can see here we have 5 steps but 3 touches, because that means there's going to be additional steps in the smart plan that involve us as agents taking some action that doesn't necessarily involve talking to or reaching out to our client. Then we have View Steps here. So if I click on that, it'll show me a quick drop down of all the different steps that are in this smart plan. So you can see here the first one is to send an email. Then there's a 1-day delay. And there has to be a delay between each one of the steps because we don't want to inundate our contacts with an email and then a text message and another email within one day. We want to make sure that there's a little bit of time to breathe as they receive this information. The next is send a text message, and you can see when you scroll over, it pops up the text message that you'll be able to edit. Then there's going to be a 3-day delay, and then another text message. So if you want to add this smart plan to your library, just click on Add Smart Plan, and then it will then populate into your people plans back in My Smart Plans. You can see here it's free, so that lets you know you can add this for free. As I mentioned, in the future, we'll be able to buy and sell smart plans. The next is the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. And this is going to be for contacts that you have that are looking to probably buy or sell pretty soon, probably in the next 2 or 3 months. And they want to stay up to date with what's going on in their neighborhood or their neighborhoods of interest. So when you added your contact, you can add in their physical address and then assign them a neighborhood, but you can also add additional neighborhoods that they're interested in. So let's say I have a client that lives in Alpharetta, but they're looking to move to Smyrna or Mableton or Powder Springs. I can send them a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. So every 2 weeks, they would receive updates on what's going on in Alpharetta, Mableton, Smyrna, and Powder Springs. You can see here it has 3 steps. It lasts 15 days and it has 1 touch. So every 2 weeks, they'll get 1 touch, which will be that email update. And I'll click on View Steps. You can see we have Send Email, wait 14 days, and then repeat. And this repeats unlimited time, so they'll continue to get that email every single 2 weeks. And I've already added this to my smart plan, so this button here is grayed out. The next smart plan is the 8x8 new contact engagement. So let's say you're out at a party, out at an event, and you meet someone and they mention, oh, I'm interested in, maybe buying or selling soon. You want to add them to an 8x8 campaign, so that way you can build that relationship and start to solidify yourself as their go-to agent. There were 8x8 campaigns back in eEdge. This one's a little bit different, but still that same premise of making sure you have 8 touches with them within 8 weeks. So here we have build relationships and win real estate mindshare with an 8-week plan. So to view steps, so once you add them to the smart plan, you'll send a text message introducing yourself. Would you like to grab coffee sometime? Now, one thing I love to point out here is make sure that when you add someone to an 8x8 campaign that you really did just meet them and you're not adding 500 people to an 8x8, because you don't want to send out 500 text messages saying, hey, do you want to go grab coffee? Because you may have 500 people wanting to take you up on coffee. It might be a little overwhelming. Then wait 7 days and then a touch task. And this is a touch task. So this is a reminder for you as the agent to send a let's grab coffee email to this person. So let's say they didn't respond to your text message asking for coffee. Now you follow up with an email saying, hey, still would love to grab coffee with you. Let me know when you're available. Wait 7 days, reach out for a phone call, either to thank them for coffee and share any follow-up information, or maybe to still say, hey, I'd love to grab coffee. Maybe lunch works better for you. Let me know. Then you'd wait 7 days, send another text message. This is auto-populated. Just wanted to check in. How's your day going? What can I help you with? Wait 7 days, and then we'll add to Smart Plan, which is links to the monthly neighborhood nurture, which I'll talk through in just a minute. But a monthly neighborhood nurture is very similar to the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, but rather than every 2 weeks, it's just once a month. Then you'd wait 7 days, give them a quick phone call and say, hey, just wanted to double check and make sure you got that monthly neighborhood nurture information that I sent out. Is it helpful? What additional information can I provide? And again, you're always coming from a place of service, because the smart plans are really to help you to leverage, to build that and deepen that relationship with your clients. 7-day delay, send out another text message asking them about the neighborhood snapshots, wait 7 days, and then you have a touch email about our team. So that way, if you're on a team or you're an agent, you can just send a quick email like, hey, this is me as an agent. This is kind of how I work. This is some of my success stories. I'd love to work with you to help you with any of your real estate needs. And that would be your 8x8 campaign. So it's just really simple way to manage that relationship. So you're getting different types of touches and really solidifying yourself as their go-to agent. To the right here, we have our quarterly call plan. All right, our quarterly call plan. And this is a smart plan that I would recommend that nearly all of your contacts are on, because basically this is going to be a reminder for you to call your contacts once a month, which is what we should be doing as a part of our time blocking and lead generating time. So I'll click on the view steps and you can see it's really simple. Call contact, wait 90 days, repeats unlimited times. So the great thing about this smart plan is that every day when you log into Command, there will be a task reminder for you. Hey, today you need to call these 10 people. And that way, every single day, you'll know exactly who you need to call, and you can set it up however you want. And just so you know, and we'll talk through this in just a minute, but when you add contacts to a smart plan, you can set up when that plan begins and how many people are added on a single day. So let's say you have 500 contacts in your database. You don't want to add everyone to a quarterly smart plan and have it set up so you have to call all 500 of them every single day. You can set it up so to only add 10 people per day until everyone is added, and that will help space out your contacts and the phone calls that you have to make. But this is just a no-brainer way to remind you to call your database and help you manage who you need to call when. The next is the midterm nurture. This is going to be when you have a contact that's looking to buy maybe in the next 3 to 4 months. So you know that they're pretty far down the funnel and wanting to get started, but they're still a little bit ways out. Maybe they're waiting for a new job or waiting for end of school or school to start, but there's something that they're waiting for, but you want to make sure that you're staying in touch with them. They're not a new contact per se, but you still want to make sure you're providing all of that value to them. So when they are ready to buy or sell, they go to you immediately. So you can see here, it's for 6 steps. It lasts for a month and has 2 touches. So this first step is going to add them to a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. So knowing that they want to buy or sell in the next 3-4 months, they'll want to know what's going on in their neighborhoods and neighborhoods of interest fairly regularly, just to see if there are any trends, see how things are selling. And that can kind of help you prepare you for the conversations you'll have during that buyer consultation or listing appointment. Then wait 2 weeks, give them a phone call and say, hey, just wanted to follow up to see you got that the most updated biweekly neighborhood nurture information. Anything that I can help with, let me know. Then wait 2 more weeks and then send a text message. And you can see here that there's 3 different text messages. And that's because as this plan goes through 3 times or goes through 2 more times, the second text message 2 will be sent out the second time this plan goes through, and then the third text message will be sent out the third time. So that way it's not repeating the same text message, so they don't know that they're on a drip campaign. But it allows you to continue to provide information for them that's going to be helpful as they make up their mind to buy or sell in the next couple months. And as I said, it repeats 2 times. The next is the long-term nurture, and this is going to be very similar for the midterm nurture, but this is going to be more for someone that's looking to buy maybe 6 to 8 months. So they still want to know exactly what's going on in the market, but they're not as pressured. It's not as time sensitive for them. So for this, we'll add them to a monthly neighborhood nurture. So rather than getting those emails every 2 weeks of what's going on in their neighborhood, it'll just be once a month. And then you wait 10 days and then give them a call, wait 10 more days, and then you would send them a value email as a part of this, wait 10 days, and then send another text message. And you can see here we have 6 different text messages because this smart plan will actually repeat itself 5 additional times. Because they're waiting for 6 months to buy or sell, you have to maintain this relationship over the next 5 months before you start to have those appointments to get that buyer brokerage or listing agreement signed. So that is the long-term nurture. The next is the birthday plan. And this one I think is one that's going to be most interesting to people. As I know, most people like to do some type of birthday celebration or acknowledgement for their contacts. It's just a simple win for your database. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that this isn't just like a regular happy birthday email that you're going to send that we've traditionally had as a part of our drip campaigns. This birthday campaign is actually very involved and really will set you apart from any of the other emails or cards that they receive. So you'll add them to the Smart Plan. It'll remind you to send a handwritten note a week before their birthday. So that way they'll get it in the mail. Then wait 4 days. Then you'll give them a call and say, hey, what do you got planned for your birthday? Anything fun? All right, well, just wanted to call and wish you a happy birthday in advance because I know you're going to be really busy with everyone reaching out to you. So it lets them know, wow, Nick is really thinking about me and cares about me, that he wanted to be the first one to wish me a happy birthday. Then you'll wait 1 day. Then you'll post on their Facebook or Instagram and say happy birthday, maybe put like a fun little picture. So again, you're involved on the actual day so they know that you are thinking about them, and then send a quick happy birthday text message. So you can see that this is a really involved birthday Smart Plan that's going to help you stand out amongst every other pre-populated email that they're going to receive on their birthday. We have had a lot of questions about agents creating their own birthday and own birthday Smart Plan. And at the moment, you can, but it's a little tricky. We'll walk through that in just a few minutes. But I want to let you know, this is a great Smart Plan for anyone that loves to celebrate birthdays. The next Smart Plan that we have available is the open house follow-up. This is really interesting because knowing that open houses are a big funnel filling lead gen source, and it's a great way to get new clients. Well, you have to make sure that you are being deliberate in how you manage those relationships that you build at those open houses. And this Smart Plan will help you do that and be very smart about it. So you can see we have 15 steps, it lasts for 3 weeks, and we have 7 touches. So the first one, so actually what I would recommend for an open house is that before you even host the open house, you go ahead and you set up your open house follow-up Smart Plan. You can make any updates to like addresses or dates based on when your actual open house is. So then that way, once you have your contact come through, maybe they leave, they fill out their feedback information, and then you can immediately add them to the Smart Plan while you're at the open house. And then you can send a text message and say, hey, thanks for stopping by. What do you think of the open house? Wait a day. Then send an email saying it was nice to meet you at the open house. Let you know like what any questions they have about the house. Wait 2 days. Give them a call and just say, hey, just want to see if they're interested in any upcoming open houses that you could help them with. Wait 3 more days and then send a text message saying, hey, I have a few open houses coming up. Would you like me to send you a list? And it's just a great way that, again, you can be coming from a place of contribution to help them with their home buying search, maybe help them find some open houses they didn't know were planned. Wait 4 days, give them a call to see if they have any open houses they're interested in. Wait 3 days, and then it'll send an automatic text. How are you doing? Just wanted to check in. Wait 4 days, and then send an email. Are you still home shopping? Wait 3 days, and then you would add them to the long-term nurture Smart Plan. So you can see that this is a great way that you can, without having to do a ton of work, build those relationships for people that you know are interested in buying. They've already come to the open house. They're letting you know, hey, we're interested. Now, this is all assuming they do not have a buyer brokerage agreement with another agent, at which point that would be unethical. But this is just a really great way that you can build those relationships and get the most out of those hours that you spent preparing for that open house. If you can start to convert 1 to 2 people from every open house that you host by using this smart plan, that could really build your funnel and really help you achieve your goals for this year. The next smart plan is the monthly neighborhood nurture. And as I mentioned earlier, it's very similar to the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, but rather than it being sent out every 2 weeks, it's sent out once a month, and this will repeat indefinitely. This is the smart plan most agents use because it's going to be most similar to that monthly e-newsletter that we had from eEdge, but rather than just giving some generic how to prepare your home for spring cleaning, what to do this summer, and any kind of broad information that's traditionally part of a newsletter, this information that's a part of the monthly neighborhood nurture is very specific to their neighborhood or the neighborhoods they're interested in. So if they want to know exactly what's sold, what's listed, how long things are taking, what's the average cost per square foot, this neighborhood nurture is going to provide them with all of that information once a month. And so it's much more relevant to them than like how to spring clean. And again, and it shows you as being the expert because it looks like you went through and took the time to prepare that information for them about their neighborhood. And then the last smart plan that we have available is the home anniversary. So similar to the birthday, when you start to add contacts or clients into your database and they have home anniversaries, this is going to be a really easy way to help you remember to celebrate them and the business that they provided to you every year. So first one would be to send a gift card or gift to them on their home anniversary. Wait 6 days and then call them on their home anniversary date and say, hey, did you receive the gift card I mailed for you? I hope you guys have had a wonderful first year or second year in your home. Again, thank you so much for working with me. It was such a pleasure. And if you know anyone that's looking to buy or sell, let me know. Now, you could set something up very similar to this, but maybe with a pop by. I know a lot of agents that would prefer to use this as an opportunity to go pop by, knock on the door. Obviously now with COVID-19, you want to be a little bit extra cautious with doing that, but still some agents prefer pop by. So this can still be a great reminder that, a week before, go out and get that gift for them. And then rather than a phone call, that day, hey, this afternoon I have to drive by and do a pop by for my old clients, and at least, put the gift on their front stoop, knock on the door and let them know, hey, there's a gift here for you. Give them a call. It's on your front steps. Thank you again for your business. Any questions about any of the smart plans that I just walked through? All right. So up here in the top right-hand corner, you can see a Go to Smart Plan Kelly guide. So throughout Command, you'll see Kelly guides. And basically what that Kelly guide is a step-by-step process to set up any specific part of Command. So you could go through this smart plan Kelly guide here to help you set up your smart plans. I don't necessarily think that you need to, but if you want to, just click on it and it will open up this page and it will walk you through the different smart plans. So it'll have you complete your marketing profile, which we've already done in TCO1, and then activate smart plans, which you can just do right from the smart plans window. All right. So now that we walked through the library, I'm going to go back to the My Smart Plans tab. And I want to walk you through how to create your own smart plan, because I think this will be a really unique offering that you'll be able to provide your clients or leads that you receive if you can create your own smart plan. So to do that, I'm going to click on Create in the top right-hand corner. And it's going to ask us to give a plan name. So what do we want this to be? This can be, I'll just do Summer 2020 adventure tips. This literally could be anything you want. Actually, you know what? Let's make this a little bit more relevant. Let's do Facebook lead follow-up. So I think a lot of agents are going to use SmartPlans to help with any Facebook leads they get. So we'll make this more relevant for your business. So click apply. And this is going to take us into the SmartPlan editor. So up here in the top left-hand corner, here's the name that we provided it. If we want to change it, just click on the pencil and we can edit that name. To the right here, right now, it lets us know that our SmartPlan is 1 day. We have 0 steps and 0 touches. As we start to add steps and touches, those numbers will update so we can see exactly what's being added. Now over here, we have a bunch of different options of touches and tasks, but you can see above them, it says to see tips and rules for building the SmartPlan, click here. So I'm going to click on that. Hold on, let me plug in my computer. I'm going to click here so we can walk through the tips and rules, because that will help guide exactly what we do and explain why we have to do some things that seem kind of unnecessary. So how to plan smarter. So to create a task allows 2 tasks per day per SmartPlan. Delays must be added between those steps. So this is going to say, let's say you have a task, and maybe that task is to add their address and add their email address. Command doesn't want you to have to add a bunch of tasks on a single day, because then you more than likely would be overwhelmed with the volume of tasks you would have to do. So if you can limit the tasks up to 2 per SmartPlan, that'll make it much more manageable for you to actually complete those tasks for this SmartPlan, as well as the other business tasks you have to take care of that day. For sending SMS, requires at least a 1-day delay between scheduled text message. And same thing for sending email, requires at least 1 day between scheduled email messages. So if you're going to send out auto texts or auto emails, there has to be a delay, 1-day delay between each of those. And that's, as I mentioned earlier, is we don't want to inundate our contacts with a text and then the email and then another text message. And they're like, whoa, Nick is harassing me. He's annoying. I don't want to work with him. We always want to come from contribution. So if we can say, all right, I'll send a text message on a Monday, and then on Wednesday, I'll send an email, and then Friday, I'll send another text message. I just look like, hey, I want to make sure I'm providing you the most updated information, but I'm not being as annoying about it as I would have been otherwise. So the system is going to make sure that you have that delay in between each one of those texts and emails. So setting delays cannot be less than 1 day in duration. So every delay is going to be at least 1 day, but you can set it up to 30 days or 2 weeks for a delay. So it requires at least 1 action between delays. So I could not do a 5-day delay and then another 6-day delay. I would have to have a 5-day delay and then some steps, so either a text message, email, or tasks, and then another 6-day delay. And then our SmartPlan total duration cannot exceed 90 days. So for custom SmartPlans, they have to be less than 3 months. So just keep that in mind as you're setting up the number of days for each delay. So add to SmartPlan, allowed once a day per SmartPlan. So I couldn't add a client to a SmartPlan multiple times, because then it would just kind of repeat the same SmartPlan. So that would be a terrible experience for them. Delays must be added between steps, which I mentioned earlier, and cannot add more than 1 version of a canned SmartPlan. So I couldn't add a contact, like I said, to the 8x8 twice, only 1 time. And it's a nice little fail-safe that Command offers to make sure that we're not accidentally adding contacts to a SmartPlan numerous times. And they're like, wait, you just sent me this text message yesterday. Why are you sending it to me again? Due in. So if you have a task as a part of your SmartPlan of going to need to add someone's contact information or their address or anything like that, you can only set a task due date to be within 14 days. Because if you The idea is that if you wait more than 14 days, you're probably not going to do it. I would recommend that you set your tasks to probably be within 2 days, so that way you can kind of stay on top of it, because the longer you wait in completing any of these steps, the more work you're going to have probably end up piling on, and it becomes overwhelming, at which point the later steps in the smart plan may not be effective because you haven't added in their address, so they can't get the neighborhood nurture or any of that type of information. Restarting flow. So allows a smart plan of at least 14 days of length. So let's say you have a smart plan and you kind of want it to repeat itself. So that way you can send a text message and then a task, and then you want it to repeat itself. It has to be at least 2 weeks long. And the repeat or restart flow has to be the last action of that flow, because you can't have it restart and then have another step after it, because that would just get confusing in the order of the content that will be delivered to your contact. And then lastly, per smart plan, touches cannot exceed 7 touches within 7 days, 12 touches within 30 days, and 15 totals within one smart plan. And that goes to the idea of, we don't want to inundate and annoy our contacts. We want to use these smart plans to be coming from contribution and being providing information that's going to be beneficial and helpful. So if we start every single day sending text messages for 3 months, we're going to be blocked and they're going to be irritated. But if we can limit it to make sure that we're touching them every couple of days across various media channels, that'll provide the best experience for your contacts. So these are the rules for how we set up our smart plan. So you'll see as we start to put together a couple steps in just a moment, why we have to do the things that we do based on these steps. So I'll click back to actions, and now we can start putting together our smart plan. So with everything in command, I always say start at the top and work your way down. So we'll start over here at the top where it says trigger manually. This is grayed out. It doesn't let me click on it. Trigger manually means that someone has to be manually added to the smart plan for it to start for them. The idea is that in the future, command will be able to recognize that if someone comes in as a new lead, or someone gets tagged with a custom tag, or they have a birthday or home anniversary or a specific date in their contact card, that they can automatically be added to a smart plan based on that information. I don't know when that is going to happen. My understanding is that Labs wants to make sure everyone gets very comfortable with smart plans before they just start building a bunch of smart plans that automatically adds people to them and they don't know what's happening. So as of now, we do have to manually add our contacts. So we are going to start creating our smart plan. So let's say this is our Facebook lead follow-up. So let's say with that lead, we get a text or we get their phone number and email address. So let's do, our first one will be a text message. So I'll click on send SMS. So if you want to send automatic text messages, you have to set up a Twilio account. Twilio is a third-party service that sends mass text messages out. It does cost money. It costs 0.0075 cents per text message up to 160 characters. The way that Twilio works is that they will bill you $20 up front, and then for every single text message you send, they kind of deduct that from the $20. Then when your bucket of money becomes less than $10, they'll bill you $20 more. Another thing to keep in mind with Twilio is that when you sign up for Twilio, they will automatically assign you a phone number. You cannot use your actual phone number for your Twilio account. Now, when you sign up, and if you just do the basic plan, you'll get an Austin, Texas zip code. That's because that's where KW is headquartered. For $1 a month, you can lease an Atlanta zip code, which I would recommend that you do. And then when you type in your text message, it's going to come from a contact that they don't know. So we'll want to include our name in this text message. So what I'll do is I'll say, hey, and then over here we have these merge fields. So you can see where it's over here to the right. And merge fields allow you to automate content with associated subject. So I can click on, hey, contact first name. Because once that lead comes in from Facebook, I will have their first name. I saw we're interested in my listing at 1234 Main Street in Marietta. What information or what questions can I answer for you about the home? And I would say Nicholas Core, Keller Williams, First Atlanta. All right, so you can see here, I have added, hey, contact. So this way it'll show up. So it says, hey, Doug, I saw you were interested in my listing at 1234 Main Street in Marietta. What questions can I answer for you about the home? And then I put Nicholas Core, Keller Williams, First Atlanta. So that way he knows who it's coming from. Now, because this is 196 characters, I may try to delete some and see if I can get this below 160. It does not look like I can. Maybe I can delete the question here. And then I could do, maybe just make this KW. All right, try my best, but. So this would be my first text message that would be sent out. Now, if you don't want to set up Twilio and you add a text message, it'll come up as a task reminder. So that way when you log into Command, it'll say, send out a text message to this contact, asking them about this property. All right, so I've set up my first step here. So I'll click Save in the bottom right-hand corner. And now we'll need to add a delay because we know we have to set a delay between each one of the steps. So I'll set delay. And I'm just going to do a one day delay. Our maximum delay is 30 days. So I'll click Save here. And then I want to follow up with a call. So when you set up a call, it's going to show up as a task in Command. So what I'm going to do is I'll say call, and then I have merge fields here, which allows me to know when I can see that task when I first log in. It'll say call so-and-so, and here's their phone number. So I can use the merge fields for that, so it makes it really easy. Now, something that's kind of weird about the task name for making a call is that when I add in the merge fields, I need to actually do them in reverse. Because you would think I would do select first name, last name, phone number, but it puts them in the incorrect order. So I'm going to set it up and say call. I'll select phone number first, then contact last name, and then contact first name. So my task, when I log into Command, will show contact Doug Smith at 404-123-456-789. Perfect, right there. And then I'll also include a description, call, and I'll select first name, last name, at phone number to see if she would like to set up a showing for Facebook ad property. Now, this is going to be kind of generic because I don't know the exact, listing. Or I guess actually I sent that text message earlier, so I'll do, what is this? 1234 Main Street in Marietta. And then if I want to add a hyperlink, I could add one here if I needed some more information. And then I can set a due date. So if I wanted to make sure I called them that day, I would set it would be due in that day, but I can maybe give myself 2 days to complete that task. And then hit save. And then we'll set another delay. So scroll down, and and I want to set a 1-day delay, and then let's send an email. So I clicked on email, and so I'll just scroll down, and you'll see here, I added email, and then so I'll just fill out this information. You can see here it says simple. We do have the option to send HTML emails out of command. However, it's very limited in our capabilities of editing that. So our HTML emails are going to be more of your MailChimp or constant contact type emails where lots of pictures and text and links. I'll show you really quickly what we are able to send, and it's more than likely not going to work well for the smart plan you're trying to set up. So I'll click on HTML here, and it says Browse Library for Email Templates. So you can see here, we have, what is this? 5 templates that we have available to us. This Opportunities email template hasn't been created yet because the Opportunities smart plans are not available just yet. But so if I'm setting up a smart plan for a Facebook lead follow-up, I can show you the preview for the work with me as a seller. This email doesn't really work for my smart plan. So it has all this great information, but I can't go through and edit any of it. And you can see where to auto-populate my information, but this doesn't work for what I'm trying to do. And you can see here, same thing with like happy birthday. So it's just know that you can send HTML email out of command, but it's just probably not going to be the best fit. So we're going to use our simple email, which is going to be simple text. And another great thing about using the simple text emails is that it's much less likely to get flagged as spam versus an HTML email. So Gmail and Yahoo and Bing and email providers are able to recognize emails that are going to be more likely to be spam and put them directly into the spam folder. We don't want our messages to be spam because, like I've said 100 times, we're always coming from contribution. So we want to make sure that we're adding value to our clients and customers' lives. So this email that I'm sending is to provide value. And so I don't want it to go to the spam folder. So simple text here is a great option to avoid that. So subject 1234 Main Street in Marietta, follow up. And now I can write out my email and I can say, hi. Now I have my merge fields. I'll say contact first name. Wanted to quickly touch base with you about your interest in 1234 Main Street in Marietta. You clicked on, I saw you checked out the listing the other day. I wanted I saw you check out the listing today. Would you want to set up a showing? I'd be happy to meet you there. Now, I don't recommend you actually use any of this text or go about your business this way to meet strangers at a house. But just for today's example's sake, this is me writing an email. Meet you there or send any additional information. I am happy I am here to help in any way I can. And you say, thank you, Nick. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that your email signature is not going to auto-populate here, so you probably want to add that yourself. So I'll add Nicholas Core at kw.com. My phone number. Actually, probably want to do Realtor, KW First Atlanta. And now I can add hyperlinks in here, so I can come up here and I can click on hyperlink, link target. So let me just do perfect and add link. And then if I wanted to, I could maybe add here is a link to the listing, www.1234mainstreetmarietta.com or whatever it is. And then you can come here, add hyperlink, and add link. So that way they could link directly to this URL. Now, I'd recommend if you're going to do this, maybe use your website, and so you can send them to the listing on your KW website. So this is your email. Pretty basic. You can't really add any images, but you can go through, you can add some bullet points, you can adjust your text font color, the spacing and alignment, and there's a bunch more information that, merge fields that you can add if you wanted to. So I click save. All right, so we'll come back to the top. We'll add another delay because that's what's required between each one of our messages. And we'll do a 2-day delay this time. So we've kind of reached out to them every other day. So we'll wait 2 days. Then let's send another text message because I think text messages is a great way to stay in contact. So I'll just do, hey, merge field. I'll add contact first name. How's it going? Wanted to check in about your home buying process. How can I help? And I can say search the most up-to-date listings in my app. And then I have a merge field and I can put in my app link. Let me know which homes are your favorite. Nicholas Core, KW First Atlanta. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you get one text message through Twilio's 160 characters. So I can see here, this is 252. So this will actually send us 2 text messages, which is fine. And that will cost 0.0075 times 2. So is that like 0.01 something? So still pretty cheap. And this is a great way to send another text and get my app link out there. Click save. And then I can let's do another delay. Let's do 2-day delay. And then what other steps do we have up here? We've done, we made a phone call. We've sent email. We can create a task. So let's just create a task so we can see how that works. So this will be a non-touch. So add, add, and then I can add smart field here. So first name. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot I have to do that backwards. So add last name, first name, home address to contact. What? Where'd that go? That is very strange. It's never happened to me before where I've tried to create a task and it deleted the title. So add address for, and then we'll do contact last name, contact first name. Perfect. And then I'll just write in a quick description here, add contact first name, home address to their contact card. And I'll give myself a due date of 2 days here. Perfect. And then I can come up here and I can say, let's add them to a smart plan. So I just added their home address to their contact card. So I can add to smart plan. So I click on add to smart plan. Oops, I forgot to add a delay. So let me come up here and let me click set delay. And I can move this up. Nope. I want to move up. Perfect. Oh, no, where'd that go? It needs to go down. Add a smart plan. This needs to come down. Where is my add to smart plan? Where'd that go? I'm just going to delete that, remove that. What is happening? All right. Okay, so I'm just going to, let me try to move this. Let's see if this works. Move down. All right, y'all. I feel like I'm going bonkers here. This is not moving in the right direction. All right, so add delay. Let's go to. Sorry, I don't want to take too much more time. Add a smart plan. I just want to know why. All right, so this is working as I planned. All right, so I'll set delay here, and then I'll just come over here and I'll add the smart plan at the bottom, and then let me delete this one. Let's see if it'll let me delete it. Delete, and then, oh crap. All right, so I'll come down to the bottom, add the smart plan, and then I'm going to add them to the monthly neighborhood nurture. So I've added that. So let me click save. And then you know what? I'm going to send one more email. Send email. To new. Subject was that info helpful. Hi. Contact first name. Did you get a chance to look at the neighborhood real estate info I sent yesterday? Let me know what questions you have. And I'm here to help with all of your real estate needs. Thank you, Nick. And then add your signature. KW First Atlanta. Nicholas Core at kw.com, and then my phone number. And then click save. Perfect. So now I've gone ahead, I've finished putting together my smart plan. I'll scroll to the top and it lets me know this lasts for 5 days. It has 10 steps and 6 touches. So I want to click save. Perfect. So it has been saved. So whenever I get a Facebook lead, I can go ahead and I can add them to this smart plan right away. And I would recommend that you add them right away because the less time between when you get the lead to when you reach out to them the first time is going to increase your likelihood of ending up closing a deal with them. I know there are some specific stats that NAR has. I don't have them off the top of my head as to what that percentage is, but the sooner the better. But because we just set up this smart plan, I want to show you how you can add people, contacts directly to the smart plan from in this setup. So right here, there's a little icon that looks like a person with a plus. So I can click on this and it'll allow me to add people to this smart plan. So it's going to show all the contacts that I have in alphabetical order. And it'll let me know this one has 2 neighborhoods, this one has 2 neighborhoods, but then this contact for Abby and Abby, these don't have an address in there. So I wouldn't be able to add them to that monthly neighborhood nurture because there isn't a place for them, a neighborhood to send that information for. So I can start to search for specific names. So I can look for myself. So I can add myself. And let's say I wanted to do Alex. I guess I don't have. All right, so I'll do my old classmate Alex. Perfect. So there's 2 people there that I've added. Shows up right there. Or let's say you want to add by tag. So you can use all the custom tags and I could go through here and say, all right, I want to add everyone in here that is a dog owner. And that's going to add all the people that are dog owners. It's going to show them all here. So I want to click select all. and then add to smart plan. So I'll click on add to smart plan. And then as I mentioned before, we have different options with how we actually set up and add people to a smart plan. So I can hit start all now. So it'll add them immediately to that smart plan. So as soon as I do, they'll receive that first text message that says, I saw you looked at my listing in Marietta. Or I can set it up to start on a following day. So I can set it up to start tomorrow or on Thursday, whichever one I want. Or I can stagger start over the next few days, and I can add up to, let's say, 10 contacts a day. Perfect. So that way, my tasks that when I log into Command won't be overwhelming because I only have 10 tasks to take care of per day. And then you would click confirm. Now, I don't actually want to add any of these people to the smart plan, so I'm going to click cancel. And click cancel there. Perfect. So I'm going to go back, and this is going to take me to my people plans library. So I'm just going to give this a second. I'm going to click on refresh, and it will show my Facebook lead gen follow-up plan right here. Again, you can see I don't have any contacts added. It lasts 5 days. It has 6 touches, and I can add a contact right here. So it'll be the same screen that we were just in before, so I can add it from within the people plans screen. I can edit it, so I click on this pencil here, and it'll take me back into the editor that we were just in a moment ago. And we also have this ability here to copy it. So let's say you set up an amazing Facebook lead gen follow-up smart plan, but you want to make sure that each one is specific to an ad that you're running on Facebook. So let's say I now have a new Facebook ad for a new listing that I have. So I can set up Facebook lead gen for 6789 Main Street. I click apply. So this is going to copy that Facebook lead gen follow-up campaign. And then I can click here and edit it. So I can go back into the smart plan and I can say, all right, well, let me update the information. So this will be 6789 Main Street. And this is actually in Roswell. So I can go through and I can update all of the information in each one of these contacts. Now, I don't want, for the sake of time, I don't want to go through and do all of that. But that is how, once you create a smart plan, you can start to use it in multiple ways and you can copy so you don't have to recreate it every single time. And now when I have contacts that come in for that new lead or that new Facebook ad, I can add them to the 6789 Main Street plan rather than the 1234 Main Street plan. Any questions about smart plans? There's a lot of information from using the smart plans that are in the library to creating our own, adding contacts. Any questions that I can answer before we jump into referrals? All right. So now that we've gone through smart plans, I'm going to continue down the left-hand side of Command, and we're going to jump into referrals. And referrals is going to be a great thing for you to use to start building up your referral business and starting to connect you with KW agents across the country. We all have family and friends that live outside the metro area, outside the state of Georgia, and we don't want them to just go work with any old agent. We want them to work with the best KW agent in that area. And we want to be responsible for that connection and help use that to build business. Because ultimately you can charge a referral fee and make some money off of that. Have a little bit more passive income. So the referral portion of Command is going to be where you set up those connections with other agents in other cities across the country and send out those referrals for those contacts. So you can see here when you log in, it's going to be your dashboard. So it's going to be a quick overview of any pending invites that you've sent out for a referral, any pending referrals I've sent out that I've received or sent. Sorry, this is invitation to connect with an agent. My apologies. I'll scroll down and you'll see here's the list of all the people in my referral network. I have 58 in my network, and it's going to sort automatically by last name. Or sorry, I guess first name. My apologies. and then I want to show 100. So we can look through and see here are all the people that I've connected with in my referral network. A lot of these people I've met at family reunion. Some of them are just random ads. It all depends. But if I'm ever looking for an agent in Honolulu, Hawaii, I already have a connection with Adrian. So I can just, perfect. She's a part of the #1 KW team in Hawaii. I can send her a quick referral. Lets me know her stats, so the number of agent transactions for her team, closed business, her average deal. So I'd say, all right, Adrian is going to be a great agent to send any client that I have that's moving to Honolulu. She'll be able to take care of them, and I can click on send a referral. And then I'd be able to go through and I can set up all of the information. So referral fee. So let's say I can set this up to, I can set 100%, but I wouldn't. So you set anywhere, that you want. So 25 is pretty common. Acceptance deadline. So this gives her, how long does Adrian have to accept this referral? Because if she doesn't want to accept it, I can maybe look out to see if there's another agent in the area. So from my conversations with, let's say this is my uncle that's moving there, they want to spend between, $350,000 to $500,000. And then I can write a quick note. My uncle is moving to Hawaii. He is looking for, excuse me, sorry, my phone rang, for a 2-bed, 2-bath, single-family home or a condo with low HOA. Perfect. So I could add this quick little note here, whatever. Maybe you probably want to include something about what they've been pre-qualified for, or anything like that, or any special circumstances about their finances, and then click send. And then if I wanted to, I could also add the contact here. So let's say if I want to add, I can just go ahead and I can add the contact information. So in that way, if Adrian accepts this request, she can already have all their information. I can say they're pre-qualified. Perfect. And then a transaction deadline, they want to be in this house by the end of August. Perfect. So now all this information. So this agent in Hawaii, Adrian, now knows exactly what is needed for this referral. And I would click send. Now, at the top, there's a handful of different tabs. So this is showing my network. I'll click on my referrals, and this is going to show all the referrals that I have out. So it'll show me all the ones that I've sent out, all the ones that I've received, and then you can click on, between pending. So if I just sent that referral to Adrian, it would show as pending because she hasn't yet accepted it. All my active, funded, lost, expired, rejected, and all referrals that I've sent out. And then I can track a referral. So if I've sent one out, I'll be able to see what's going on there. The next is this map icon. And this is going to show all of the agents across the country that I have in my network. So right now, it shows all the agents that I have that I'm connected to in production. But let's say I can show all of the market centers. So this shows me all of the market centers across the country and all the agents. Or I can look at where is my network of contacts. So I have 58 referral contacts, and I can see here are some of them. I have 2 over here in Colorado. So if someone's moving to Frisco, Colorado, I know Jennifer Chambers is my contact there. Or over here in Denver, I have Scott Elliott. So this is a great way that I can see who all of my contacts are. So I want to kind of zoom out to see. Right. I have a couple in LA. Now something that's really interesting is we have this ability to look at referral patterns. So I can click on referral patterns here on the map, and it's going to show me, this will show me all of the people that are referring business and all the cities that are referring business to Atlanta. So I can see Scottsdale, Arizona is sending 11 11% of our referrals are from Scottsdale, Anchorage, Alaska, Prescott, Arizona, Woodstock, Stockbridge. So this will give me an idea of maybe these are some of the cities I need to connect with someone. Maybe I should reach out and start to establish some relationships with some agents in Scottsdale or Anchorage because they're sending a lot of business to Atlanta for whatever reason. So this lets me know, hey, who maybe I should connect with. And then on the flip side, I can see where are a lot of referrals that are being sent out from Atlanta. So I can see Charlotte has the most, and then Tampa, Savannah, Boynton Beach, Florida, Boca Raton, Austin, Texas. And again, this lets me know, hey, maybe these are some of the cities that I should start to establish relationships with agents there, because more than likely, I'll probably know someone in the near future that's going to be moving to one of these cities, since these are the top places of referrals for people that currently live in Atlanta. Any questions about referrals? It's pretty straightforward, but definitely something you'll want to consider as you start to build your pipeline and you look for multiple ways to build business. And that way you don't every single day have to be out showing houses. You can now build your referral network so you can start to make money on those referrals as family and friends move across the country. And it also puts you as coming from a place of contribution, of wanting to make sure that your family and friends are taken care of and they have the best agent in that city, so they can move there with confidence and know, hey, my brother Nick recommended this agent in Wichita, Kansas, and I know that since he's my brother, he's going to take care of me. He's only going to let me work with the best agent out there. So then in the future, let's say my brother has a friend that's still back here in Alpharetta. My brother will tell that friend, actually, you need to reach out to my brother Nick because he set me up with this great agent out here in Wichita, and I know he would do the same thing for you when you move down to Tampa. So another way to build that referral network between agents as well as your family and friends. All right. So now we've gone through referrals. The next thing I want to talk through is reports. So down here on the left-hand side, where it shows the quick little bar graph, that's reports. So I'm going to click on this. And this is going to default to the dashboard tab of defaults. The default to the dashboard tab within reports. And it's going to be our database overview. This is going to let us know how healthy our database is. And this is to let us know what are the pieces of information that we need to continue to build for our contacts to have a very strong database. The more information you have, so the phone number, email address, mailing address, children's names, social media channels, the more information you have, the better you'll be able to leverage that information to build and strengthen relationships with those contacts. So let's know here, I have a total of 1,389 contacts. I have 0 leads. And if I scroll down, it shows me the health score of my database. So I have a 50.35, which that's, it's pretty healthy, but I'm not anywhere near 100%. And then it shows me the health score for each one of the pieces of information in my database. So 19% of my contacts have phone numbers, 66% have email addresses, 44 have mailing addresses and neighborhoods, home anniversaries, and birthdays. So I kind of know I need to start getting some phone numbers. So maybe that'll let me know as I start, maybe some of my time blocking is maybe not necessarily being like, hey, are you interested in buying or selling real estate? Is like, hey, I'm updating my database. I just wanted to reach out and see what your most updated phone number is. So that way in the future, I can reach out to you. So you still get that touch with that contact, but you have a point, or you can say, oh, hey, I saw that you had moved. What's your new address? I'd love to send you, a housewarming gift. I can also compare this. So I can compare this to agents in my market center. So you can see I'm at a 50.35, but everyone in the First Atlanta office, it averages a 52.71. And you can see a lot of agents, 61% of the agents have phone numbers. Our average 61% of their contacts have phone numbers. So I'm really lagging behind at only 19%. And same thing with email. They're beating me with more email addresses, but I have a lot more mailing addresses and neighborhoods, home anniversaries, and birthdays than most of the agents here in the office. And that's because I like to send out birthday cards for people. So I need to have their address to send out that card for their birthday. I can also compare to agents in the state of Georgia. I can compare to all KW agents, and you can kind of see it doesn't really change a whole ton, because once you kind of get to that volume, the rate of change is pretty small. And then I can also look at agents in production bracket above mine. And you may be thinking, well, what's important about that? Well, I think most of us, and I can only speak for myself, but our goal is to constantly build our business and do better each year than the year before. And we want to look to those agents that have businesses that are bigger than ours or different than ours. So let's say, we want to have our business be much more focused on luxury. Well, I want to kind of see what they're doing. So let's look at agents in production bracket above mine. So I can see here, I really need to step up getting phone numbers, because that's something that a lot of those agents have. And I know that that's how they're going to be getting that business. They're staying in contact with those clients. And I need that as a part of my business. And I also need to work on getting email addresses. Those are going to be the main two pieces of information I need to take my business to that next level and mirror those agents that are in a production bracket above mine. So it's just a helpful way to help you guide as you build your database, the pieces of information that you need. So scrolling down, this will say our database activity. So lets me know, kind of what the percentage of people that I've reached out to in the last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and 90 or more days. And I can filter by, emails that I've sent out, calendar invites, and I can also compare, very similar to the agents in my market center. So let's do filter by SMS. I can do agents in my state, all agents. So you can compare to see across different agents in production bracket above mine, as well as a different contact type. So calls. So how do I compare? Perfect. So you can see, looks like only 0.01% have called in the last 30 days. All right, so the next, I'm going to jump into the reports tab right here. And we have 3 different options within the reports tab. So I'm going to click on database report first. And this is going to show a lot of the information that we just walked through. So I'll be sure not to be redundant. But this is going to break this information for all of our contacts and our database health score down into a lot more granular pieces of information. So it lets me know the total number of records, the health score, contacts, leads, total leads. And then it breaks down the total activity. So truth be told, I don't put a ton of activities in here, especially as I've transitioned into this director of tech role. I've spent a lot less time lead generating. So you can see here, it'll keep track of the amount of activities that you've done for each in your database, the database fields that you filled in. And this will say year to date, but you can also go through and you can change any of this information to month to date. So you want to see how many leads have you added this past month. I can also change this for month to date as well. So this is just another way that you can look at your database to see how healthy and how strong is it, and what are the areas that you need to focus on, and also letting you know like your total activities. Maybe you sent out a bunch of texts but you didn't log them, or you need to add notes. These are the things that you can say, oh, I need a time block to go back in here and make sure I add this information into my database, so I know that before I reach out to my contact, Alex Smith, that I had already I sent him a Facebook message last month that said, happy birthday. And then I can remind myself to ask him, oh, how was your birthday last month? Did you do anything fun? All right. And then we also have the ability to look at our goals report. And I'm going to walk through goals in just a minute, but goals is going to be that information you set up. So what is your business goal for 2020? And we'll soon start to look at 2021. But you can add all that information into Command, so I know what my GCI goal is for the year, what my expenses, my cost of sales. And so I can set up what is going to be my in-pocket profit that I want to set up for myself for this year. And that'll let me know what I need to do. So in terms to achieve these goals, I need to close 31 units. I'm only at 12% of my goal. And it lets me keep track every single day when I log into Command, how are the activities that I'm doing today affecting achieving my goal of $150,000 in profit. Now, truth be told, all these numbers that I have in here are just placeholders as a part of this training, but you get the idea of letting me know exactly what I need to do to break this down into very manageable bite-sized steps to achieve that goal. So I need to have my goal should be to have 1,900 contacts so I can have a goal of 70. So I'm at a goal of 72% of them, and to have nearly 39,000 leads. That's a lot of information, but I think it's a great way to help hold yourself accountable. And you can also export this information. So if you want it in Excel, so you can play around with it in Excel, maybe make some pretty little charts and whatnot. You can do that here. And then lastly, we can look at our opportunities report. So if you've gone through your sales funnel and opportunities and added all of the different stages for each phase, then this is going to be really helpful in showing you how your sales funnel is operating and how you're working towards those goals and closing those deals, and let you know the amount of business that you have in each one of the phases, the amount of time that each one of those phases is averaging for you. And I'll break it down. So here are my buyer opportunities. Sorry, and this is my listing opportunities at the top. So you just, it lets you break down all this information because it can be really overwhelming, but this is, all right, I know exactly what I need to do here. I can see that my clients are, for my listings, they're staying active for 5 days. I need to, lower that to 2. I need to change the activities or what I'm doing with my listings to get them under contract a lot faster. So that is the reports tab. So you can look at database, goals, and opportunities. Now I want to jump into the goals tab up here at the top, because this is going to be where you add in your goals and going to add and show all of the information at a really deep granular level for your goals. So you can see here, I have this really crazy chart here that shows the percentage of leads that I have, how that's turned into contacts, to appointments set, appointments kept, agreements under contract and closed. So this is taking that information that I've used to set up my sales funnel and opportunities, as well as my financial goals that I set up, to add all of those pieces of information together to let me know what I need to do to achieve my $150,000 of profit. So I haven't set, based on this, 0, I haven't set any appointments for my 97 appointments that I need to set this year to achieve my goal. I need to keep 72 of those appointments. I need to have 55 agreements. I need to put 41 houses under contract, and I need to close 31 deals. So you can see by having those goals in here, I know exactly what I need to know. I really need to focus on setting some appointments. I need to get in the door and start building getting those buyer brokerage and listing agreements signed. That's what I need. So I scroll down, I have profit tracker. So you can see, how it manages my profit for this year based on that goal. And then I have some really pretty charts down here to show that, my breakdown of activities, for emails and search neighborhoods, my conversion rate over here. So I can see the number of leads, how those turn into contacts, to appointments, to appointments kept, agreements. And then my GCI goal over here on the right. So I'm at $45,000 of my $245,000 goal. And I can also switch this to percentages. So I'm at 19% of my goal. Now, You may be asking, how do I get this information? How do I even know how to put this in? So what you'll do over here in the top right-hand corner, you'll click on Goals Settings. And this will take you into a Kelly guide where you can walk through step by step, adding each one of those goals. So we'll do that really quickly because I think this is really important, especially for newer for newer agents or more established agents. So that way you know exactly what you need to do. As a real estate agent, you are a business owner, so you need to run your business like a business. And knowing the numbers is going to be one of the most important skills and benefits that you can do to grow and strengthen your business. So if you don't know what your numbers are, what you need to do, what you need to work towards, you'll just kind of go through the year, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I didn't meet my goals, because you didn't know what steps and activities you needed to take along the way. So in this Kelly guide, we'll go through and you can put in, we're going to set our goals for 2020. What's your profit goal? So for me, I put in $150,000. Let's say I just need a profit of $100,000. And I know it's going to cost me, my expenses between taxes and my monthly office bills and gas, it's probably going to be $30,000. And cost of sales, so this is going to be, the examples of splits to agents, transaction coordinators, market center splits, referral fees, all that information. So I'll say roughly $45,000, knowing that I have my split to First Atlanta, KWRI, all that information. And then my business breakup. So I prefer to work on listings. So I try to have 75% of my business come from listings, 25 from buyers. If you're a newer agent, it's probably gonna be a lot more heavily skewed to buyers. So probably 80% buyers, 20% listings. And you can also add leases here. So you can split that up. So, you could easily do, 50-50. And then your average commission per listing, buyers and leases, put that information there. Click next. And this is going to walk us through our conversion rate. So, because you can see here we have our funnel, and it lets us know we have conversion of 5%, 5%, 75%. So leads that turn into contacts. So leads are going to be people that we don't know that turn into contacts of people that we've established a relationship with. And then contacts to appointments set. And then appointments set to appointments kept. So I think this comes with a lot of this information preloaded, but you can update it to any of the information that you have. If you track this for your business, you can add that here. Appointments kept to agreements. So you win 75% of the listings and buyers of the appointments that you go on. And agreements to under contract or pending, 75%. And then under contract to pending to closed units, so 75%. So update those according to your business, or you can use these numbers as well, and then click save and continue. All right, so we've added all that, so we can review our goals. I have an annual profit of $150,000, cost of sales $45,000, operating expenses, I just put $3,000. So my GCI for the year needs to be $148,000. So I'll click what's next. And now I can go back to view my goals. And now this is updated. So you can see that because I lowered my goal from $150,000 profit to $100,000 profit, I need only 23,000 leads to have 1,100 or just 1,200 contacts. So I've reached my goal of contacts that I need for the year. I only need to set 58 appointments, 44 appointments kept, 32 agreements won, 24 under contract, and close 18 to achieve my goal based on that average commission of $8,000 per transaction. So you can see how this is really helpful for you to manage your business. You can start to play around this for 2021, but still pretty early, but I'd recommend that we're in July. We're still in the first week of July, so the second half of 2020. I know most everyone's second quarter did not go as planned with COVID-19. So this is a great time for you to level set and say, okay, what do I need to adjust for my goals for 2020? Maybe I had a plan of selling 7 million this year, but based on how things went In second quarter, maybe I need to adjust that to 5 million. Or maybe you need to say, I actually had a really strong second quarter, or I want to bust my butt even more, and I'm going to go from 7 million to 10 million because I'm not going to let COVID stand in the way of me achieving my goals. Go through here and update those goals accordingly. And then you know exactly what you'll need to do to hit those goals. And you can start to time block and set those activities accordingly. And then also, real quickly, you can compare. So I can click here, and now I can compare all of these goal metrics to all agents, agents in my market center, agents in my state, all agents, and top producing agents. So I can see, all right, I am lagging behind in my contacts, but I'm right on track with contacts. And then my appointments kept, they're averaging 2%. So it just lets me know what I need to do to get to the financial goals that I want for the year. And then the last icon, the last tab up here is emails. So as a part of Command, we have our Command email that we use for SmartPlans, our monthly neighborhood nurtures, our biweekly neighborhood nurtures. This is going to let us know how those emails perform. So I don't send out a lot of emails here. You can see it will let me know of, I get 5,000 emails per month for free. How many have I sent? Right here, the total percentage of that sent. And then how do they perform? So how many were clicked, open, replied, undelivered, unsubscribed, and marked as spam. And this is going to be for the last month. So I can look at for the month of June. So I can say, okay, for June, how did my emails perform? And so I can say, all right, so if I look at June, I see I had a lot of unsubscribed emails. What did I send in June versus April that got me unsubscribed? So maybe I need to adjust the content of the emails that I send, maybe adjust, the timing. Do I maybe add in some more lifestyle information or really focus just on real estate? Also, maybe I'm sending out a lot of emails. Maybe I've already sent out 5,000 of my 5,000 allocated emails. I can upgrade my email plan. So I can click on here, it'll take me into the marketplace, and I can add more emails as a part of the Command email. So if I'm sending out 10,000 plus emails a month, I need a lot. I need a lot more because I have a huge database and I'm sending out multiple emails between my SmartPlans, my lead follow-up, my monthly neighborhood nurtures. So this just lets you know how your emails are performing. So that way you can adjust accordingly. All right, so any questions about reports before we jump into getting paid? All right, so the last thing we're going to talk through pretty quickly is how to get paid in Command, because every single person on this call today wants to get paid. That is our goal as real estate agents, is to get paid. So to do that, we are going to go to opportunities. So it's going to be the icon of the two hands shaking on the left-hand side. So we'll click on opportunities. Now I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because this is really just a down and dirty how to get all of your documents submitted for compliance so you can get paid. I go through opportunities in detail in the Take Command 03 class, which will be next Tuesday. So if you have any questions about that, jump on next week's call, or we can set up some time to walk through this together. So in opportunities, I'm going to create a new opportunity up here in the top right-hand corner. All right. Market center, opportunity type, I'm going to be working with a buyer. The owner is going to default to yourself. 9 times out of 10, it'll be yourself, but if you're on a team, work with your team leader on if you need to set yourself as the owner or the team leader as the owner or the team as an owner. Client, so here I'm going to add the client that I want for this transaction. Now you have to have already added this client as a contact before you got into the opportunity. You cannot add them at this point of the stage, or this stage of Command. And if they have a co-buyer, you can add them here. and then opportunity name. I'm going to name this last names, buyer. And I'll go through, once I have an address, I can add the address to the opportunity name as well. And then come down here, you want to fill in as much of the information as possible. So commission rate 3%, that's required. Opportunity phase, we are active. Let's say we are in negotiations. And I'll click create. Perfect. So here is our general information that you can go through and you can edit at any time by clicking on this pencil. But just, lets us know the opportunity name, the owner, the phase, the contacts. I didn't add any of the estimated close dates or financing type. And then over here is the property. So let's say we now know what property we're going to go under contract for. So we're going to be on 1-2 Main Street, and we'll do 1234 Main Street in Woodstock. Let's hit save. I do not know the Woodstock zip code, so I'm just going to do Cantons. Oh, not even correct. Cantons. So click save. So now I have my property information here. Now we'll want to go over to the Documents tab. Now, if this is a new transaction, you'd click on Start a Transaction, and this would take you to DocuSign, where you would have access to all of the GAR forms for you to fill out. But today it's just down and dirty on how to get your files into compliance. So we'll walk through the Start a Transaction portion in TCO3, as well as every Friday morning in the DocuSign training that I have. So as a buyer, we have this consultation folder, but in the state of Georgia, we do not use it. You can see here it says do not use upload folders to under contract folder. Sorry, upload documents to under contract folder. So over here, I click on under contract, and it lets me know all the documents that I need to add. So we'll have our purchase and sale. I'll scroll down, our community association disclosure. Here we have our buyer brokerage agreement, our affiliated marketing, wire fraud. So to add these documents, I would click on add a file. Now, if I had clicked on start a transaction and I made that connection with DocuSign, I would have a DocuSign here as a source. But for today, I'm just going to upload. So I'll click on drag and browse my files here. I'll go to my clients. I'll just upload a past, let's do contract. Here we go. Buyer brokerage agreement. So here we have buyer brokerage agreement. Upload that and click assign. Rawls Group affiliated marketing. So I could click on that here. Click assign. And then I'll do the purchase and sale agreement. So I can come up here. Click browse. I have that in my contract folder. Purchase and sale agreement, and click assign. So once you've gone through and you've added all of your documents to the under contract folder, so you have all your purchase and sale and corresponding amendments and exhibits, your buyer brokerage, affiliated marketing, and wire fraud, you attach them all here, and then you click submit to MC. And this is submitting it to the Market Center, and this will go to Lynn and Alita for compliance review. They will review all the documents that you've uploaded. They'll let you know if there's anything missing from any of those documents, any additions that you need to have. Very commonly, the lead-based paint is missing a little bit of information. So you'll have, I get that note all the time. And that way you can go back and have those edits done to the documents. Once you have submitted to MC and they've had compliance has reviewed them, you'll get a notification up here on the bell, and it will say listing compliance has been returned. And I go, okay, perfect, I'm good to go. So that's how I know when this bell has a little red dot that I've received that compliance review. If you've signed into the Kelly app on your phone, you'll also get an alert letting you know that compliance review has been completed. and to check out your opportunity for any notes or feedback from Lynn or Alita. So that is going to be the main way that you get paid, is to have all of your documents in here. And then when you're getting ready to close, you can click on the closed folder here, and you would upload your settlement statement, your ALTA statement here, your notice of closing. So if you're the listing agent, you'd want to add in your FMLS 118 form here and have that all ready for the MCA office, and they will close you out and send you a check. If you want to do a pay at close, the pay at close form is located in DocuSign. It's in the templates. So when you're in the envelopes portion of DocuSign and you want to add documents to the envelope, you select use a template, then shared with me, and then the pay at close form. And then you'd fill out that information in the editor page once you click next. So that is how you get paid in Command. I know we just walked through that really quickly, but I do spend a lot more time with that in TC03. What questions do you have about getting paid or any of the other information that we walked through this morning before we end our call? We have 20 more minutes blocked, so I'm here to answer any of the questions that you have. So please do not hesitate to ask any. All right, so assuming you guys don't have any questions, which is fine, as you guys start to play around in Command and going through SmartPlans, referrals, reports, and starting to submit transactions in opportunities, let me know what questions you have. Always feel free to reach out. You can email me, call me, text me. I'm always here to help. And you can always check out any of the videos that we have on the KW First Atlanta YouTube channel. All right, so Robin is that a question from Robin? Robin, you can also unmute yourself if you want, so you don't have to type it, but whatever is easiest for you.
Thank you, that was so much easier. Thank you. Listen, so when you get the pay at close document, I did not see where you said to upload it. So is that under closed or under contract?
Let's see.
Pay at close. Or do you add it as an item?
So I'm not seeing it here. I believe you just add it as an item.
Okay.
And I would probably do that in the closed folder.
Okay.
Just add item, pay,
okay.
Close. And it doesn't really matter what document type. You put it in, authorization, and then pay at close for 1234 Main Street. And then I always love to add dates, so I do 07/07/2020. And then I would add that document there.
Okay, good deal.
Now, did you also have a question about where to find the pay at close, or was it just where to add that in Command?
No, well, you can show me that. It's going to be in, you said DocuSign.
Correct. I can pull that up really fast.
Thank you.
Let me just log in really quickly. All right, come back over to rooms. Right. So this would be a test. So you would go to envelopes. You would select new envelope. And then where we add documents to the envelope, we would select use a template. And then I would select shared with me. And this is going to load all of the documents that the MCA office have added for us to use. So it'll be your pay at close, your affiliated marketing wire fraud prevention notice as well. So you would scroll down here and I would select the pay at close, single agent. and then I would hit add selected. And then I would add a recipient, and I would do pre-tagged roles, and I would select myself as the agent. So come over here, hit add selected, and then I would click next. And then you can start to fill in this information here. So date of closing, I could just type in, was it 7, let's do 7/13/2020. Is KW holding the earnest money? Come over here, radio button values. Yes. Earnest money amount, 2,500. So you could fill in all this information here, or you could just hit send and then fill it in when you send it to yourself. So I'll hit send here. So it's going to send it to myself. Then I can just come right here. I can click sign, and this will open up the DocuSign signer platform for me. And I can go through here, who is picking up the earnest money check. I can say myself, property address, 1234 Main Street Southeast in Marietta. Closing firm's legal name, Campbell and Brandon. So this is where you can fill in all that information and then click sign and then finish. And now I have, I guess it's going to make me find, it's going to make me fill in this information. Sales price, 350. Another agent to be paid. No. Fill in amount 0, 0. Up. So it's just 10, 5. All right. So that is the pay at close. All right. Any other questions?
Thank you.
You are very welcome. So as you're playing around, let me know how I can help, what questions you have with Command, all the things that we talked through today in DocuSign. Always here to help. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, Nick. Bye for now.
Bye.